Okay, welcome back to this lesson. Well, this lesson, it's all about graphing with the Vertex form. Yesterday we were graphing with transformations, and today we are going to focus on the Vertex form a little bit more. But the way we get our Vertex form, it's going to be a little bit different. But before we get started with the lesson, let's just go over a little quick review. As we said yesterday, we talked about the three different forms of quadratic equation. It's very important that you can tell very readily at any moment what each of these forms is. Okay, so first, do you know the root form? Okay, the root form is y is equal to a x minus r1 and x minus r2, where r1 and r2 are the roots. And again, it's not just about knowing the form, it's also about knowing what kind of information you can extract from each of these three forms. Okay, so the roots, of course, you can tell the roots, and of course, you can also tell the axis of symmetry because it's always right in between the two roots. And with the axis of symmetry, you can tell the y value of the vertex. We did some of those yesterday, right? And then what else? We also talked about the a value. All right, the a value means how much, whether it's opening up or down, and also what else? Whether it's opening up or down. And the other key thing is that the transformation, remember the vertical stretch, okay? So that's the a value right there. The standard form, it's y equals to ax squared plus bx plus c. And that is also very helpful because we can tell the y-intercept, remember the c value, the y-intercept. And we can also get the axis of symmetry, which is negative b over 2a. And we can, of course, find the roots. Remember the roots. It's the negative b, okay? The quadratic formula, negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And as I said in the last couple lessons ago, if you know, I think yesterday, I think I said it yesterday, if you know your quadratic formula, you know a few things already. You know the discriminants, you know the axis of symmetry, and combining them together, you know the roots. Okay, so all right, and then the vertex form, it's going to be y equals to a, and then x minus h. Oh, sorry, my bad. Um, b, and then x minus h squared, and then plus k. All right, so we have, and then we say h and k. That's the coordinates of the vertex. All right, so that's very useful. Okay, all right. All right, so so far so good. All right, and then other two review questions. We have x plus 3 squared. Okay, now when we talk about x plus 3 squared, okay, we have to well, I'm gonna let you do it first. Okay, I'm gonna let you do it first. All right, take a moment. Go ahead, do it. And I'm gonna write down an answer, and you tell me if it's right or wrong. Is this right or is this wrong? Okay. Now, what I hope is that you are able to see that it is wrong, and you're also able to see why some people would do it this way and how we do it the correct way. Okay. Now, this is a very common mistake because just our brain, without good education, without discipline, our brain is going to be like, oh, I see a square. Let's go ahead and do that. Well, square, yeah, it's square, but what's the meaning of square again? Square means multiplying by itself, right? So that means we're gonna do this actually. That's what it means. And with this, we have to do FOIL. We have x squared, right? And then 3x plus 3x, that's going to be 6x. Then we have the plus 9. So that's our expanded, okay, expanded form of this x plus 3 square, okay? So next door, we have x minus 4 square, same thing, okay? The idea is x minus 4 times x minus 4, and that's going to be, what is it? X squared, okay, minus 8x plus 16, okay? Now, there is actually a, fast way of doing it. I think I mentioned this before. I'm going to mention this again. Whenever you have something like this or this, okay, there's a little shortcut, okay? I mean, if you don't know the shortcut, that's fine. Just go ahead and do the FOIL, but it would help you quite a bit. Like if you know the shortcut, you would not make the mistake that I mentioned earlier because you know there will be 3 terms. Okay, so a plus b parentheses square, it's equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. And then a minus b squared, it's equal to a squared plus, minus 2ab plus b squared. So the only thing that's different, the sign right here. Okay, it's very useful. I personally enjoyed a lot using this. And if you are aiming getting good results on the SAT, I would strongly recommend you to practice more. I mean, you can just go ahead and practice. You can just name any numbers like this, okay? And then just practice on your own and say, all right, let's go ahead and practice this. And then just, get used to it. But it's very important that you make yourself understand and see how these are actually coming from foiling. Okay, so I don't want you to question where this whole thing came from. Okay, it's a shortcut, and you need to know where it came from. Okay, so that's all the review. And by the way, the stuff right here can become useful in a moment. All right, so don't um, don't overlook the fact that we just did the review question here. It's not just review; it's actually paving a path for this lesson. Okay, so in the next video we will start talking about how we obtain the vertex form using the vertex. Okay, and then that's what we will do today. And then we will do a part 2, which is to use something called completing the square. Okay, so next video we'll go ahead and find out the vertex. We using some skills that we learned previously, and then we will go ahead and get the vertex form. Okay.